Hello, this is davidji, and welcome to this week's Life Tools. This week we'll explore surrender. If you're a East Coaster or a control freak, you may have a challenge with this concept, surrender. It means giving it up. It means recognizing what you truly do indeed have control over and what you don't. What do we truly own? What do we truly have control over? According to the Buddha, we are the heir of our actions. And yet we would find ourselves sometimes doing things that we would say, I didn't even have control over that. We have to really draw that line about what's happening outside of ourselves and what we truly have the power to do. We don't control so many things. We don't control weather. We don't control traffic. We don't control what other people say and do. We don't control all the things that swirl outside of us. We have control of our thoughts. We know that through the power of meditation. We have control over our words, even though sometimes we speak less than impeccably. We have control over our actions. And yet sometimes we do things we wish we hadn't. Surrender is accepting that this moment is perfect and pure. And you, in that moment, in this moment, are perfect and pure. And you can step forward with unconditioned grace. You can step forward knowing that you are part of the universe. And as you step into it, as you merge with it, with every interaction, conversation, transaction, that you are one with it. So how do you get aligned with it? It's by truly accepting. It's by truly trusting that the universe will deliver you to exactly where you need to be. So if you're struggling right now, are you struggling from internal conversations, or are you struggling from something that's happening outside of you? Our reactions to the world is what makes up the fabric of our lives. If we can allow just a little bit more, accept just a little bit more, surrender to the moment, and allow the universe to guide you to where you're supposed to be, rather than resisting, then we'll make more conscious choices. We'll speak more impeccably. We'll do things that are more purposeful and less reactive and knee-jerk. Surrender. How do we get there? We start each morning with a daily meditation practice, just to allow ourselves to settle down a little bit. Yogastha Kuru Karmani. Establish yourself in the present moment and then perform action. That way we flow through every conversation, every action we take with a little bit more stillness, a little bit more silence, a little bit space between our conditioned self and our unconditioned self. If we can allow ourselves, rather than saying, I am the control freak, I'm going to make this happen, I'm going to force that. If we can reel it back just a little bit and allow the moment to unfold. As Lao Tzu said, do you have the patience to wait until your mud settles and the water is clear? Do you have the patience to wait until the right action arises by itself? That's surrender. Not so easy in our kooky, crazy world. Not so easy when you have all these responsibilities, commitments that you've made, and places where you need to show up and be a certain way, flow your persona into the world. If each time one of those moments unfolds, if you can just take a deep breath, if you can allow the mud to settle just a little bit before you act, before you speak, as a thought comes in, allow some space to come between it and the next thought. An easy way is, don't respond to a text immediately. don't respond to an email immediately. When someone makes a request of you, don't respond immediately. Just allow a little bit of space to enter before you then respond to the universe. It's a small step in surrendering. But from that baby step, greater surrenders can come. This doesn't mean quitting. This doesn't mean giving up. It means allowing things to work their way instead of what your perception of how they're supposed to be unfolds. So this week, let's just surrender a little bit. Just a little bit more than we did 10 minutes ago. From the sweet spot of the universe, I'll see you in the gap. Namaste.